Alright, we're gonna convert the Rhino ADM ESC from AM32 to Escape 32, and we'll just go through that process real quick. First, I would start by making a folder on your desktop, label whatever you want. I did E32 Escape 32. And we're going to go over here to the browser. This is the website, github.com neoxic/escape32/wiki. Once you're on here, we're going to go to tips and tricks. Come down here, I don't know, halfway, and migrating from AM32. See targets to find the target name for your ESC. So we're going to come over here, firmware and bootloader. The Rhino's right here. So firmware is the Rhino 1, bootloader, boot 1 PB4. So it says download the latest firmware image here. Show all. We got the Rhino right here. Now that's going to be downloaded wherever your downloads go. Then you come back. We're doing boot 1 PB4, so click the install. That's also downloaded. Go over to your files and copy those over to the folder you got here. Come back. It says, with the bootloader target name from the previous step, determine the flash corresponding bootloader installer from the list below using the AM32 config tool. If you've already tuned your Rhino, this is the program you use to do that. So all that would be the same as normal. If you don't, highlight that, throw it in your browser. It's usually the first one. If not, am32.ca. Halfway down, click on this downloads, tools, and for Windows, it's this first one. It's going to give you a zip file. I move the whole file over here, extract it. Usually delete the zip just to clean everything up. Remember, we're doing install boot 1 PB4 through our normal program. Then you'll need the Wi-Fi connection, and that's where we'll load up this Rhino 1 firmware. Anyways, go to our AM32 configuration tool. Before you click on it, I usually turn the power on to the ESC. Connect your USB port. You come down here to serial port connector and run that. If you've done this, you already know which COM you're on. Click direct connect. I'm COM7. You may have to connect each one. You have to close it out and connect it back till you figure out which one. Then you're going to connect to it. It says we're connected. I like to bring up the settings just so I know, alright, we're connected, or we wouldn't be able to get into these settings. It says we're on our firmware here, Rhino 80 amp. We're going to come over here to flash, load firmware, and we're going to come to our desktop, to our file that we made, and we're going to do the install boot BB4 revision 4 open, and then you're going to get this flash firmware that comes up, and we're going to flash that. It says flash success. I'm going to close connection. We're going to exit out of here. Turn the power off. Disconnect your battery. Undo your USB cable. Leave the power off for a minute. Go ahead and get your Wi-Fi adapter. Get it plugged in and turn your power back on. Now that your ESC is on, with your Wi-Fi adapter, you should be able to go to your internet. And like right here, I got Escape 32 Wi-Fi link, so I'm going to click on that. Sometimes it'll take you to the actual configuration page already. If not, if you go back to our tips and trick page and go to Wi-Fi link, right here is basically your URL. If you type that into your search bar, well, we're connected to the Wi-Fi box now. So we're gonna go over here to firmware. Obviously it's firmware. We're going to choose our file, go to our desktop, Escape 32. We're going to do the Rhino revision 14.2 or whatever you have at the time. This is the most current. Open. Kind of shows you what we're going to do. No protection. And we're going to update. Says we're now firmware version 14 for the Rhino. Update success. I personally like to power cycle it. Let it discharge for a second. Let that get all booted back up. Connect back to the Wi-Fi. Go back to our page. Now we have all the settings. It's gonna default. I'm not sure what the default is for, but I'll put up screenshots of what settings I run. I got about a 5-pound rig with 1800 kV team spec Holmes. I think it's a super stub nose on 3S, and I think we're running a 12 tooth deluxe portal trans, and it's pretty smooth. You could maybe go to a 12 with some tuning, but this will at least get you started, and we'll have maybe another video come out of kind of going through what all this means. So for starters, turn off ARM. You want your complementary PWM. These are good. Our sine range, our startup range, I like to set around 20, and then the power is going to be 10. Minimum duty, which is the minimum throttle power, I got 3. This is our drag brake amount. So obviously 0 is no drag brake for crawler. We want 100. Throttle mode, we want forward and reverse. These you can kind of play with. For me, I run the Fly Sky Noble MB4. So I don't have a whole lot of change here. Stall protection. This, as far as I understand, is kind of the transition from sine to full power. So you kind of play with this, and this is how you can fine tune the stutter. 10 threshold, I got it 140. This is your voltage cutoff. I got it at 3.2. You can change your music here if you want, and it's actual notes, so you can write a little song. I keep my volume up so I can hear it. This doesn't really matter on the Rhino because you do it with dip switches. So then save. It says we're done. I usually like to click it a couple times, make sure you get it in there. Here again, you can write you a little song. This is your firmware updates for the future. I like to go in here after I'll reset it one more time, go in here and check all my settings and make sure they're saved. After that, plug her in and you're ready to go. You'll be on Escape 32, which AM32 is already pretty smooth. This transitions even smoother. This I've seen get some stutter gone from like running a 12 tooth on my truck. When it's on AM32, it has a slight stutter when it's under power, you know, slow speeds, and this one is just kind of goes through it. So there you go. Like I said, I'll post up some screenshots if you need them, but you can just use these settings as I copied them right off my truck. So let me know.